What is up, guys? Welcome into a brand new kind of weekly news video that we do every Monday morning on this channel. The couple of kind of cricket gaming news, and then we go into the kind of cricket games that actually happened this week. Before we get into it, guys, if you could leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, it does massively help out the channel. We'll get straight into it and see what's happened this week. Okay, so starting off with Cricket 24, we've had no real news. There was a couple of updates to the Steam Depot build. Now, I'm not 100% sure what this means. I think that that means that there is a patch coming. What it is, or what, I genuinely don't know what they could be bringing out at this point. I mean, we're still expecting a patch. We haven't had a patch since the 18th of January, so as making this video, recording it on Sunday night, it's been an entire month since we have had a update on the game, which is a bit shocking, I have to admit. There's still glitches in the game, there's still things that they could fix, there's still stuff that needs to be added. Honestly, where the hell is Pro Team? It's been, how long has it been? What are we, 18th of February, the game came out on the 5th of October. 4.5 months. We were promised at one point Pro Team on release, and we still haven't got it. Now, AFL are still waiting for Pro Team. That game's been out for coming up a year now. I think it's like 9 months it's been out. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with Big Ant. It looks like they've moved on to the new tennis game, the new rugby game, and different things like that, and are putting their attention to that. The issue I have is that obviously this is a longer cycle. The cricket games come out every Ashes series usually. Okay, this one was late. It was delayed for 3 months for some reason. I have no idea why. But that means we're not going to get one until probably the winter of 2025. So you're looking at another 18 months, 19, 20 months on this game. So if we're not going to get an update, and it's not going to be updated regularly, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth. If they don't add any more content to this game for the next, I don't know, what's it going to be? Yeah, 20 months, literally 20 months, then it's going to be rough towards the end. It really is. Just give us Pro Team. Just make online better, and then we'll be absolutely fine. That's all I ask for. But hopefully, next time I make a video next week, there would have been an update due to the 2 Steam Depot builds that went up on Steam. So hopefully we see a Cricket 24 update next week. Now, a game that we've been paying close attention to, of Gods of Cricket, have brought out some screenshots of the stadium that they are going to be using. It looks, I mean, that looks good. We've seen that in the original trailer. It looks very close to Ahmedabad. So the Modi Stadium, or whatever it's called. Yeah, it looks very similar to that, but that's kind of all we've got. It's not really news, I have to admit. I'm still excited about this game. There's no word of a release date apart from 2024. There's no real word to if it's going to come out on console or if it's going to be a mobile game. I'm not 100% sure, but I like the fact that they've said that it's esports. It's based around esports. That's the thing that's keeping me interested. I like online competitive games. And if they could bring out an online competitive cricket game, then I'm all for it. I really am. But who knows what this game's going to be. But this is just some more news that's come out on it. Moving on to some actual cricket. This was probably the biggest news in the cricketing world so far this week. England versus India played the 3rd test match at Rajkot. And England got absolutely destroyed. It hurts. It really does. I mean, the 4th innings, England's chase of attempting to chase down 557. Well, it wasn't great. I think the highlights have been uploaded to a site with an orange and black theme. It was that bad. But yeah, it was a very weird test match. England were probably close to being ahead at the start of day 3. And then for the next about 180 overs, it was miserable. India played really well. Siraj's first spell was pretty good. He ended up taking forfeit in the second innings. Obviously, Jaiswal's double ton. He's just ridiculous. Like, he scored 100, went off with back spasms, and then went and scored another 100. So yeah, he looks like one for the future. He looks pretty good. Rohit Sharma with a ton, dug him out of trouble. Jadeja with a ton, dug him out of trouble. Ashwin had to go home for a family emergency and then got a private jet back to the ground, and the private jet was nearly so slow, or England collapsed so quick that he nearly didn't make it back to the ground on time. That's how bad it was. England will hopefully bounce back in the fourth test that starts on Friday, so we will obviously do a video next week and also make sure you're following the TikTok or Twitter, because I upload daily reviews of the test match on there. Now, I think the only other test match, apart from the Australia-South Africa women's test, that I won't cover, I didn't really watch much of it, and it looked pretty one-sided. New Zealand versus South Africa was something. It was highly talked about before. It wasn't highly talked about. At least I didn't see it that much in my kind of Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, or TikTok or anything like that. But Kane Williamson has scored 700s in his last 7 tests. I think he's comfortably the best player in the world at the moment. I can't think of anyone that I'd rather have a batsman I'd rather have in my side than Kane Williamson at this specific moment. I think he's now, out of the Fab Four, he's now gone tied with Steve Smith for most test centuries of 32 with Steve Smith. I think that's what he's done. I think Kohli's on 30, Root's on 30, Smith's on 32, and Kane Williamson is now on 32. Since he was so far behind, I really think that he's going to finish with the highest average out of all of the Fab Four. So Kohli, Smith, and Root. Unbelievable player. But New Zealand chased down 280 odd to win the test. Again, a very, very poor South African side that they sent over. I like some of the players. I like Beddingham, who plays for, I want to say Durham, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Durham. I can't remember now, but there was a bit of an overlap with this second test, is that there was a lot of the South African test players that had been knocked out of the SA20 already, and there was kind of a talk of would they go over to New Zealand and play. Okay, it's harsh, but you'd think maybe with the circumstances they could go and play just like one test, but then is it harsh on the players that have already been picked? I don't know. I'd probably say it would be. But New Zealand were dominant. I think New Zealand have got a real chance against Australia in their upcoming 2-match test series. I think New Zealand win that, in my opinion. I think New Zealand are trending up in test cricket. And I think Australia are definitely trending down. Now, to finish off, the PSL started a couple of days ago, started on Saturday. One of my favourite T20 tournaments. I don't have many. And one of them isn't even a T20 tournament, it's the 100. Surprisingly, I do enjoy it. But the PSL is always good fun because they just put out rows and was like, do you want us to go and score 260? Do you really? So I've always enjoyed the PSL. I go for the Multan Sultans because I think they've got the best name. I think the rhyme in it makes me happy, so I've always go for them. They're the team that I always pick on Cricket 24 when my career mode player has to play in the PSL. I haven't really looked into it much. I haven't watched any of the games over the weekend, so I don't really know what's happening, but I'm just letting you know that the PSL is happening and I will be following it probably for most of this week while the test match isn't on. I just really struggle with T20 leagues while England are playing test cricket because I'm already watching like up to 10 hours of cricket a day. You try and put any more on top of that, along with the kind of 8 podcasts that I'll listen to after and videos that I make on the test matches. So it does get a little bit tough, but I will be keeping up with the PSL as much as possible. But guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I don't think there was any other news. Let me know down in the comments and I will give an opinion if I did miss anything. I don't think so. There's not loads of cricket happening, but there's a lot of kind of cricket chatter in the world at the moment due to the England-India Test match series. And it's turned into a pretty good one. Okay, the last test wasn't close. It was at one point. I really thought England were going to win at the end of day 2, but the mistakes were made. It's one of those. We'll come back in the 4th test. I'm more than confident that we will. But guys, that's going to be it for today. Please remember to like, please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.